Hey everybody, so today I am in the town of Kotor, which is a little town in Montenegro, and I am going to walk all the way from sea level up a mountain. In particular, I'm going to hike up that mountain right over there. First things first, I'm going to walk over to the water to make it actually start from sea level. And then I'm going to go into town and probably get some pancakes to eat. And then from there, I'll start my hike. Kotor is a very popular tourist destination, and it's also very small. And this is like the only road that goes through town. So this road is very busy. All right, here it is. Here's sea level. Let me first get my foot in the water. There we go, good enough. I should say I am very hungry, even though I ate a pizza last night. Gotta change that. Over there, behind those walls, is the old town of Kotor. It's got a bunch of restaurants, and it's also got the start for this hike. Kotor is also known for its cats. I promise this isn't going to be a cat video. These sorts of old towns are very hard to navigate, especially because the GPS doesn't seem to work in them. This is the meal that will sustain me for my walk. It is now almost 10 a.m. and I am finally beginning the proper part of the hike. And it brings me first to Kotor Fortress, which is right up ahead. My ultimate plan for today is to hike up a mountain called Loveson. And if you look at it on the map, it really doesn't look that far away from Kotor, maybe a couple miles. Well, I kind of underestimated how long it would take. I looked at it and I thought, this should take maybe like 2 hours or so to hike up. Well, it looks like it'll be more like 4 or 5. In the 15th century, Kotor was taken over by the Venetian Empire. And so when the Venetians took it over, they rebuilt everything to look like that. I just read a sign that told me that. It was hard for me to decide how much water exactly to bring on this hike. It's like one of those physics problems that involve jet fuel on rocket ships. I decided on 3 bottles. Hopefully that'll last me. Here we are at Kotor Fortress. Took about half an hour to get up here. This is only the first stop of the hike. There's a woman who set up shop in this fortress. She's selling bottled water for €3 a bottle. That's a smart woman. This right here is what I still have left to climb. I am extremely confused right now. There's supposed to be like this alternate path that goes up and, lets you keep walking up the mountain, but like it just doesn't seem to exist. I've looked everywhere for it. I might have to give up because I haven't been able to figure this out. If you go on Google Maps, this is the path that brings you up to the fortress. And this is supposed to be a fork in the road where there's another path up that way. But this is just a dead end, so I'm confused. I've looked all up and down this area where this intersection is supposed to exist, and I'm convinced it's just not there. I'm gonna call it. I'll do something else with my day. There is another trail that goes up this mountain. I was scouting it out last night, and it looks like it's a bit more challenging. Otherwise, I could walk up that mountain, or I could do neither of those things. It's still early enough in the day. My new plan is to hike up at least part of the way using that alternate route. Unless it rains. Looks like it's gonna rain. I just rested my feet for like 20 minutes at a cafe. Now it's on to part 2 of today's adventure. Unlike most of Europe, you can't really get around by train in Montenegro. So most people who visit tend to rent cars. And well, this is what you see here. If Google Maps is to be believed, which I've learned is not necessarily the case, then right over there is an old hydroelectric power plant. I guess you need water for that to happen. Here we are on attempt 2. And as you can see, this trail is a bit different than the other one. It's not quite as steep, but it also doesn't have those nice stairs that the other one had. A few fun facts about Montenegro for you. Montenegro has some of the tallest people in the world. I think right up there with like South Sudan. The guy who was in the cafe was like, I don't know, 7 feet tall. And that's not super uncommon here. And then beyond that, Montenegro only became an independent country back in 2006. Before that, it was part of Serbia. And before that, it was part of Yugoslavia. This cat thinks I have food for him. He's running after me and meowing. Aren't you, little guy? Over there is where I hiked earlier. I've got to say, I much prefer this route. It's got a lot more switchbacks, which means I have to catch my breath a lot less than I did on the other one. I'm not enough of a wildlife expert to know what shit that is. Is that... It's not horse shit, that'd be bigger, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'm now about as high up as I hiked this morning, and I was looking for the trail that would go from here all the way there, then back up this way. I can't tell from here if it connects or not. Down there, you can see a cruise ship. That's because a lot of these countries on the Adriatic Sea get a bunch of cruises. That's how most of the tourism comes here. And in fact, this is the southernmost fjord in all of Europe. To give you a sense of how many switchbacks there are on this trail, I just looked it up, and the top of the trail is only about 1/5 of a mile away as the crow flies, but it's going to take another 45 minutes to hike up it. It's been looking like it's going to rain, but it hasn't yet. I hope it doesn't rain today, because today is Lechonk Community Day in Pokemon Go, and I want to catch some goddamn Lechonks. There were a lot of people at the bottom of this trail, but up here, like, the only people I've been seeing have been like hot athletes. I feel way out of my league here. Finally approaching the summit of this trail. I think I'm about twice as high up as I was when I hiked up to that fortress. All right, just kidding. Not quite at the summit yet. But as you can see, I can finally see the valley on the other side of this mountain, so I must be getting close. Just to be clear, this isn't the main mountain that I was planning to climb today. This is just some random mountain that has a trail that leads all the way up. But you know what? I'll count it. That's good enough for me. I've made it to the top of the mountain. Obviously, there are higher mountains around here, but that's good enough for me. Plus, it's starting to rain. From this angle, it almost looks like I'm in Machu Picchu, until you look over to my left. I just checked my phone, and it says that I've climbed 159 floors today. That might be a personal best. I'll have to look through my history and see. The thing that sucks about hiking 2 hours up a mountain is having to hike 2 hours down it. I've almost twisted my ankle 3 times now. I've made it back to town. Really looking forward to walking around on flat surfaces. Now I can officially say that I've hiked up a mountain and back from sea level. Time to find somewhere to sit down. I found a bench on top of the castle wall. Time to eat some pizza. This bay has a whole bunch of very small towns along it. Every like mile or so you go, it's a new one. I checked my phone. I'm currently at 34,000 steps for the day, which is nowhere near my record. But given how much of that was on like that nasty, like rocky terrain, I'm surprised that I'm feeling as well as I am. All around here you see ads for these boat tour services. They seem nice, but I want to see other stuff as well. I was lying back on this bench, and I noticed that way over there in the distance, you can see like an arch made by the rocks. I napped here on this bench for a bit. Woke up to this guy next to me. Well, that was a very long day. I'm gonna rest. Good night.